Hey everyone, it's Brandy and you are watching Abstract Crafter. Today's video is going to be store number 2 of 5 in round 2 of Project Amazon. So if you want to see what store is up for examination today, then just keep on watching and we will get right into that as soon as we roll those intro credits. Well, alright, my friends, let's dig in to the big box of fun and find out what our next store is going to be. I mean, obviously you already know, but kind of takes the fun out of it. But let's just see. Oh, I'm excited about this one. It's a blackboard one. I think this is one of our stores that we did last time, but it has a new name now. Let me take a peek through my little notes here. Here we go. So this is QC Life Store. So the one that we did in the last Project Amazon of the Wolves in Love, that wasn't all that great. We had the canvas coming off of itself. So, oh no, this isn't that one. This is this is the one I was most excited for. What? Oh, okay, let me find it. There it is. But it is actually one of those stores. It's Nanxi store. So, along the same lines, just not the store I thought. I ordered 2 butterfly paintings. I think maybe 3. And one, oddly, they're both from the stores with similar names. But the thing about this one is it actually shows up as TWBB in all caps. So I see this name a lot, and I think this is actually the smallest one. It's a blackboard one, but I named it Be-YOU-tiful. So the whole concept of the Be-YOU-tiful, that's been around for a while, and I have loved it from the first time I ever heard that saying. It's one of my absolute favorite quotes because it's so true. Be-YOU-tiful. You know, be you, because you are beautiful. I truly believe that. Everybody is beautiful. So, another blackboard painting. I love the concept of the blackboard paintings. I love butterflies. Obviously, I have one right here. I love quotes. So this it checked every box for me. It's colorful. Well, just colorful enough. And for such a small painting, it did seem to have a lot of detail. They did show the chart for this one. It had a full description, all that fun stuff. So, again, this is from Nanxi store. I think they're the same as Annexy, but I can't be sure. It could just be a common, name overseas. If you remember, our first store that we talked about was Finecase. That was the other quote one. It was the love story one. And that one was, I'm trying to look at my notes here. That one was $8.86 at the time that I bought it. It got a 9.5. All of that should be showing up for you on the right side of the page. Took me a second. So why don't we peel this back a little bit and try to straighten it out. It does have a pretty deep dent right in the center. It is pretty wrinkled. This one arrived in the packaging with another painting. So it was just 2 paintings. I don't remember if this one came in the box or in the bag, but it did arrive with a partner. It is a little bit right there. I might have to get an iron after it. I'm going to let it sit out unrolled for a little bit. Sometimes that helps. I don't find personally that putting books on it helps because you have to do it for so long to really have any effect on it. So I don't really find that helps a whole lot. I do find that lifting the plastic and laying it back down so that it is also flat helps. And then just letting it do its thing. Let it kind of self-flatten. Some canvases are better at it than others. Some are made to self-flatten. but you can see the damage pretty well on the back side, and it's like got this weird stickiness on it. I don't feel it on my table, so it's probably oil. That's because it doesn't feel wet, so that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, you can see that deep wrinkling there, and you could kind of maybe pull that. Since it's small enough, I'll try to like stretch it out. But usually I find that when they have that kind of damage, you're gonna have, the only way to really get it out is with an iron. So we'll see. We'll see what happens as we go along. So again, this is our second store in Project Amazon, and I think it's so beautiful. And this one doesn't, I just got really unlucky in this case with no DMCs on my projects, because this one also doesn't have one. But it also, to me, looks more like a blackboard, because you don't have like the straight black, you get the darker grays to make up the blackboard, which is what it was throwing me off a little bit about the last blackboard ones I did, because blackboard, you know, you kind of see it as more dusty, more chalky, and yeah, there's some spots where it's dark black, but anywhere where the eraser is, you know, wipe the chalk away, it should be a little bit more muted. Yeah, whatever that is keeps sticking to my backing here, and it's getting little hairs all over it. Let me see if I can just kind of attach that to it, and so it stops sticking. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the details of this one. So again, this is from the Nanxi store, or TWBB, which again, I do see that all the time. This is a full round. Again, I paid $8.99 for it at the time. Whatever the price is as of editing, I will put that up here on the screen for you. They did offer a full description. They showed a picture of the chart in the photos. They do offer more diamond paintings. So they said they gave me the size in inches and in centimeters, so we will measure both of those. Toolkit is as basic as they come. A pen, wax, and tray. No multi-placers, no baggies. So, I mean, that's all you really can hope for. We have our bag of beads here. We'll look at those in just a minute. Let's see, so why don't we just measure this now and get that part done with. I'll try to measure where it's not wrinkled, and we'll see if they measure by the painting. And in this case, I really hope it's by the painting, and it's looking like it's not. It's 19.5, so I gotta write that down. Ugh, that's a bummer. I really, really don't like when paintings are this small and they don't give you the full advertised size. So 19.5. I'm guessing from end to end, so where this black line is where they should have cut it. That's where we'll measure from. So we're just shy of 25, but if we go down here where we can see both black lines, we're at 25. So it's exactly 25 that way, and I'm guessing the long way, and we'll try to go where I can actually see the black line. It's exactly 30, but the actual picture is then 24.75, so very tiny. So most likely this isn't going to be a very clear image. They did, like I said, I think I said, they did show a picture of the chart, and it did look pretty clear. So as far as inches go, it says it's an 11 or 10 by 12, so we got our 10 there. We got our 12 there, which is really nice for a framing size, you know, pretty standard one. You can get one at Walmart for incredibly cheap. As far as the image itself, it looks like 7 3/4 by 9 3/4. So 7.75 by 9.75. So not even close to what they said, which is a huge bummer. Let me just process that for a minute. Okay. Ugh, bummer. So I'm going to insert a picture here, and then I'll insert the description for you so you can see, because, you know, in my camera, in my lighting, it's not super easy to see what this is supposed to be. So why don't I insert that for you right here. All right. So you can see why it drew me in. I love the quote. I think that'll show up pretty well. I can see kind of right here in the B where they're using J's there instead, and same here in the E, they're HKG. I'll probably just replace those and just go straight white, so that, because at this small, using different colors might not make it stand out, so I'll probably do that. Same with the words down here. Wherever I can change it to be so you can read it, I'll change it. I usually don't like to do that until after I've reviewed, but I don't think it'll make that much of a difference, honestly, in this case. Oh, that is just driving me nuts, that little divot right there, because I can't flatten it out. And it is deep, so I am going to have to take a little bit of an iron to, not take a little bit, I'm going to have to do a little bit of ironing to it, just to get that out. I wouldn't be able to work on it in that condition. And I do find that as a direct result of the way they packaged it. So, I mean, let's take a look here. I mean, it is fairly clear, which is good. You kind of want that for such a small painting. You want to be able to read everything. Try to make sure, whatever that is on the back, that's disgusting. Let's take a look at the colors since we don't have DMCs. And you can see here that the number is X08388, and that is on here, X08388. So we do have the right beads, which is something that you should always check when you're getting these ones. From Amazon, from Wish, from eBay. It's a little different with AliExpress since it is the stores. They don't always have serial numbers. A lot of stores do, but you'll get that occasional. So it is a good thing to get in the habit of, is checking your serial number, finding some identifying number on there to your beads to make sure you got the right ones. So 20 colors. It didn't give me a hint online if that's how many colors I would have. But let's take a look. So we got some really pretty mint, some blue, white. These look black, but what I'm seeing is a lot of, you can almost see it in the camera, it's very dusty. So they're very dirty. They're actually like 310s with a lot of dust on them, and I don't really see that on the other ones. If I were to be able to move the beads out of the way, you could kind of see that dust in there a little bit. It's hard to show that, but I mean, you can see it on the beads themselves. For 310s, they look very dusty. And then we got a nice range of grays here, and a couple of light browns, a really dark green that I noticed is around the wording, some really pretty blues, and then our range of purples and mauves and dusty mauves. So really, really pretty. You know, that's another thing that it really caught my attention, is I'm super into like the mints, blues, and purples. Those are always my favorite colors, and so that really caught my attention. So if you look at the colors in this way, you can see that the color story itself is just stunning. So it's gonna look really good. I really wish I could have. I'll have to look. I'll look around on AliExpress if I can find this painting in a bigger size on AliExpress. That's just my go-to place where I know I can find a lot more options, I guess. I'll look, and if I can find this in a bigger size, I will link it. So be sure to look for that. I wouldn't really count on it because I don't, I'm always looking for butterfly paintings. I'm always looking at the blackboard paintings, and I've never seen this one before because, well, that quote sticks out to me a lot. So, hold on. Let's get these put in the bag. It's going to get loud. Come on, little guys. They don't want to get in there. They want to fight me. So it looks like there'll be quite a few videos coming up with finding DMCs for projects. I really like doing that now ahead of time instead of after. Oh, they just don't want to sit in there. I can tell you right now, this is not going to be a 10 out of 10. That's a bummer. Because this is like one of my favorite ones. I think this one and there's one other one that are neck and neck for me as far as being my favorites. So let's put that there. Put the toolkit there. I'm going to pause really quickly. I'm going to go over scoring. I explained in the last one that I am going to do scoring off camera and come back and let you know wherever it loses points. I will go over that instead of going over the whole thing. I'm trying to find a happy medium for those of you that like the scoring and those of you that don't. This is like the best compromise I could think of. And if you want a more in-depth description of how this whole system works, there's always a link in the description box of every video that has an unboxing or a post review, so that you can, the only thing it doesn't go over is the yellow card here where I took one of the 2 points from my overall first impression and gave it to description accuracy, and that's just for Amazon. That's not for all stores. So let me pause really quick, and when we come back I will let you know how the Nanxi store measured up this time around. And then while I'm on pause and doing this, I'll go look and see what the Nanxi store got for scoring, because I just not remembering, but I do remember that they scored high. Though I will not combine the scores because they are different names. But if this was the Nanxi store, the scores would combine into one massive score, or you know, I'd average it out. Words are escaping me today. So when you come back, I will have some scores for you. Alrighty, my friends. So after looking over my little guideline here, I knew it wasn't going to be good. I ended up giving it an 8 out of 10. So I did take a half a point off of the canvas condition because of this damage in the central area. I was trying to say central and center at the same time. Ugh, word vomit problems. I did take off another half a point for the outside packaging. I took a half a point off for the inside packaging, and I took a half a point off for my overall first impression. Are you happy with your order? Because I'm really not. And I considered taking a half a point off for the description accuracy too, just because, but then I'd have to go back and adjust the score for everything. But because of the size discrepancy, because they're advertising a 25 by 30 and it's really a 19.5 by 24 3/4. So it's not even remotely close. It's almost 5 inches off both ways, or 5 centimeters, excuse me, but it's over 5 centimeters. Usually they'll say to allow 1 to 3. That's a lot more than 1 to 3. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, in this size, it just bothers me because it's already a small painting, so it's already going to be tough to pull those details out. I went and looked back in the original Nanxi store. Overall, as I did complete those ones, I got an 8.5 for the unboxing, an 8.5 for the post review, with an average of 8.5, and that was for both paintings. So not that much improvement. 8.5 is really where I draw the line as far as if I recommend a store or not. So based solely on that, I'm going to say please go read more reviews. I'm not going to take my chance with this store anymore. Whether it be Nanxi, this TWBB, whatever store name that they're going by, I'm probably going to avoid them just based on first impressions. I might change my mind at the end, but as it's sitting right now, it's just below average across the board so far. You know, and I can't even say for sure that this is the same company. And like I said, it could just be a coincidence, but an 8.0, it's just not good. So with that being said, it bums me out. See, that's why I should never get my hopes up about any painting until this whole process is done. Because it's always the ones that I'm most excited for that disappoint me the most, because the expectations were already high for it. So it had a lot of room to fail. You know, whereas if I'm not expecting much, then it doesn't have a lot of room to fail because I wasn't expecting much out of it to begin with. But we'll see. Like I said, I can't, you know, I am judging pretty harshly at this point. So really, we'll have to see. But I can, just looking at it, and I know I say it a lot, and I'm not trying to brag, but I have completed so many paintings. I've done probably close to 75 paintings at this point. Okay, that's a little high. I've probably done about 60 paintings to this point. So I feel like I'm a very fair judge when it comes to not only looking at a canvas and seeing it for more than just a canvas, but, you know, in so many other ways as well. But I feel like I can look at it and I can kind of see what it's going to look like completed. I can see based on some of the symbols what's going to be distorted. So I already know like the words themselves are going to need some work, which I fully expected when I bought a painting of this size. But it was all for the project because this could potentially save you, even though it's only $8.99. $8.99 is a lot of money when you're not getting something that you're happy with. And I said it in one of my other ones. I don't want to feel like I wasted, this will probably take like a day, maybe two, but it's still a day, maybe two, that could be spent on a painting that I know I'll really love the outcome, that I'll really be happy with. So there's a lot to take into consideration. All I know is right off the bat, it does not make me excited to want to work on it. That's for sure. Because I just don't want to be disappointed with the end result. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm still working through a lot of the paintings from the first project Amazon, so it'll be a while before this one even comes down the line anyway. Plus I have a few big projects that I gotta get working on. So much more that I'll talk about more in depth in a Draw With Me, Craft With Me, or Stitch With Me. Names pending. So with that, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Let's hope for something better in the next video, the next store. I'm trying not to put these back to back. You know, I'm trying to do maybe 1 or 2 a week because I don't really want to rush everything all at once. But we'll see how it goes. I say things and I never do them. So, oh, that was me hitting my light. But alright, I'm going to let you go. I have a lot to think about with this Be-YOU-tiful painting. I'm so clever. Alright guys, with that I'll let you go. Have an awesome day. Have fun diamond painting. Have fun crafting. Have fun doing whatever it is that makes you happy. I love you, friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.